Imagine a metal that doesn't just sit silently in vaults waiting for the next financial crisis, but one that hums with the energy of solar cells, powers our electronics, and flows into the engines of tomorrow's electric cars. That metal is silver, and when you line it up next to gold, long hailed as the unshakable safe haven, the story suddenly gets a lot more interesting, because today silver isn't just the other precious metal. It may well be the underdog positioned for outsized gains. Gold has always been the go-to when markets wobble, inflation bites, or geopolitical storms surge, a timeless store of value, globally recognized, deeply trusted. It's elegant, stable, and predictable, a metal forged by centuries of human trust. Its demand primarily springs from investment jewelry and central bank reserves, industrial use barely a fraction of its total demand, spot market cap +2, bank rate +2, but silver stands apart, a dual-purpose metal. Roughly half or more of silver's demand today comes not from investors or gold, like hoarders, but from industry, solar panels, electronics, electric vehicles, medical devices. Global XFs +2, gold standard +2 every time a new solar farm goes live. A new EV hits the road. A new smart device is manufactured. Silver moves silently in the background, embedded in the infrastructure of modern life. This industrial backbone gives silver a structural demand driver that gold lacks. When economies expand, tech advances, the world builds, silver benefits from real, tangible demand, and that means its price is not just tethered to investor sentiment or fear. It rides real-world utility. Because of this dual identity, safe haven and industrial workhorse, silver also carries higher volatility. Its price swings more sharply than gold's, both up and down. Bank rate +1, that volatility can be a risk, but it can also be a lever for outsized returns, especially when global demand for clean energy, electronics, EVs, and infrastructure surges. Then there's the fascinating dynamic of the price ratio between gold and silver. Historically, 1 ounce of gold might have been equivalent to 60-70 ounces of silver. Spot market cap +1, but when silver's industrial relevance falls, underappreciated, or demand is suppressed, that ratio inflates, making silver comparatively cheap. In that scenario, silver becomes a value play. You're buying utility, demand, and upside at a discount relative to gold. Given everything happening in tech, energy transition, global electrification, silver is quietly catching up. It's no longer just a companion to gold. It's evolving into a legitimate alternative, with a foot in preservation and another in growth. If you believe in a world where growth, change, and technological adoption define value, then silver might just be your underdog turned contender. Imagine for a moment you're holding two metals in your hand, one that's been worshipped for centuries for its stability, its safe haven promise, a store of wealth whenever the world gets shaky. That's gold. And the other, well, the other might just be the quiet power behind the next wave of global transformation. That's silver. Right now, silver isn't just sitting in vaults waiting to defend your savings, it's plugged into the machinery of the future. Solar panels, electric vehicles, cutting-edge electronics, green energy infrastructure. Gold remains the story most people know, time-tested, trusted, accepted everywhere. When uncertainty, inflation, or global strife strikes, gold has always been the anchor. Its value lies in its consistency, its reputation, its history. For generations it has offered safety, predictability, a hedge against chaos. But silver today carries a dual identity. It is both precious metal and industrial powerhouse. Over half of global silver demand now comes from industry, electronics, EVs, solar energy, high-speed communications, even advanced medical and semiconductor uses. The economic times +2, business today +2, as societies accelerate toward clean energy, digital infrastructure, electrification, and technological growth. That industrial demand isn't a fad, it's structural. It's real, In 2025, silver's rally has been nothing short of remarkable. In many markets, silver has outpaced gold. Business Standard +2, business today +2. This isn't just speculative demand or investment driven momentum. Enterprises and industries, actual manufacturing, energy companies, tech companies are buying silver. Solar panels, EV battery systems, electronics, they all feed on silver's conductivity, versatility, and its unique physical properties. That means silver's value isn't just sentimental or based on fear, it's utility-based. That industrial underpinning gives silver something gold doesn't really have, a base demand floor rooted in real-world application. When the world builds infrastructure, green energy, electronics, tech, silver gets pulled along. That makes silver a hybrid, part hedge, part growth engine. Gold remains hedge, silver becomes growth plus hedge. Yes, that dual identity comes with trade-offs. Silver tends to be more volatile. When industrial demand slips, when global manufacturing slows, silver feels it. Its price can swing quite a bit more than gold. IRA gold and silver +2, bullion fortune +2, but with that volatility comes opportunity. For investors willing to ride the waves of technological adoption, of global electrification, of renewable energy, silver may not just protect wealth. It may grow it significantly. As we move deeper into an era defined by clean energy, electronics, digital networks, electric mobility, the world isn't just hoarding gold for safety. The world is building, and on that build, silver has quietly positioned itself as essential. Its demand comes from solar farms, EV factories, tech companies, medical device manufacturers. That demand isn't speculative, it's structural, it's ongoing. Meanwhile, gold will always have its place in vaults, in reserves, in pieces of jewelry, in safe haven allocations. But silver has the potential to go beyond being the other metal. It has the potential to become the metal of progress, powering industries, enabling technologies, underwriting growth. So if you believe humanity is heading into a future driven by energy transformation, technology, innovation, silver isn't just a backup plan. It may be one of the smartest growth plays on the table. Imagine you could back a bet on the future, not just on fear or tradition, but on what the world is building next. That bet could be silver, because right now, something remarkable is happening. Silver is not just playing second fiddle to gold, it's threatening to outshine it. Gold will always be the go-to for safety, a shelter when markets tremble, currency wobbles, or geopolitical storms strike. Its value is anchored in history, trust, and global acceptance. But silver isn't living in gold's shadow anymore. Silver carries itself forward, part precious metal, part linchpin of the 21st century economy. Half or more of all silver demand today comes from real, physical use: solar panels, electric vehicles, electronics, semiconductors, data centers, medical devices. Gold Standard +2, Wedbush investors +2, as renewable energy expands, as EV adoption accelerates, as global infrastructure moves toward digitization and electrification. The demand for silver isn't hypothetical. It's structural, it's already here. In 2024 alone, industrial demand for silver reached record levels. Nasdaq +2, EBC Financial Group +2. Meanwhile, silver supply remains constrained. Most silver is extracted as a byproduct of mining other metals, which makes rapid production increases difficult. Invest +2, EBC Financial Group +2. That gap, surging demand plus tight supply, is a powerful force. Analysts at firms such as MK Wealth Management recently projected silver could climb 20% in the next year alone. Business Standard and some technical indicators suggest we may be at the cusp of a breakout, with silver's gold-silver ratio compressing as silver gains relative strength. Discovery Alert +1, but this isn't just about price charts or percentages. What makes silver's case compelling is that unlike gold, which remains mostly a store of value, silver participates in growth. It's woven into energy grids, electric mobility, electronics, green tech. It isn't just wealth protection, it's wealth creation tied to the progress of civilization itself. Yes, there is volatility. Silver prices can swing more, industrial demand can ebb with slowdowns, supply constraints can tighten further. Invest plus two investing. Calm plus two, but with higher risk comes higher potential. For investors who believe in a future of renewable energy, electrification, technological expansion, silver may offer exposure not just to safety, but to growth, to being part of what's ahead. If you view the next decades as defined by technological evolution, clean energy, and structural transformation, then consider this. Silver may not simply be the other metal. It could be the metal of progress, a sleeper turning contender. Imagine you've been sold a story for centuries that gold is the ultimate safe haven, the irrefutable store of value, the hedge when the world gets messy. And yes, gold has been just that: stable, trusted, portable, respected worldwide. But what if I told you that story is incomplete, that the narrative favors tradition and neglects the undercurrent of structural change beneath the surface? Because right now, silver is quietly rewriting the rules. Gold shines for one reason: faith. Faith in centuries of tradition, on gold reserves, on jewelry value, on central bank holdings and safe haven comfort. But that same faith, while emotionally powerful, flakes under the weight of change. In a world accelerating toward electrification, clean energy, green infrastructure, digital networks, and massive industrial build-outs, gold doesn't move. Gold stores. Silver, on the other hand, silver is in motion. Over half, and by some measures nearly 60% of global silver demand today comes not from hoarding or jewelry, but from real, functional use. Solar panel manufacturing, electric vehicle wiring, semiconductors, electronics, advanced medical devices, industries that define the 21st century. Gold standard plus two discovery alert, plus two every new solar farm, every EV that hits the road, every data center that demands power. Silver is there, embedded invisibly but inevitably, as a cornerstone of modern infrastructure. That gives silver not just speculative lust, but a durable baseline demand grounded in real-world utility. Discovery alert plus two tech stock plus two. Meanwhile, silver supply remains tight, because silver is often a byproduct of mining for other metals. Ramping up output isn't easy. For 5 years and counting, worldwide silver demand has outpaced supply, creating a structural deficit. Outlook business +1, that means no matter how bullish sentiment gets, there's a physical scarcity underpinning silver's market availability. Contrast that with gold, where supply and demand are more stable, more predictable, but also more detached from the fast-moving industries shaping tomorrow. Gold's demand remains overwhelmingly in jewelry, investment bars/coins, or reserve holdings, and far less in high-growth, high-volume industrial applications. Pakistan rate, COM +1 because of this, because silver couples utility-driven demand with precious metal upside. It offers a kind of asymmetry. Silver can act not only as a hedge, but as a growth lever. When the global economy shifts toward electrification, digitalization, renewable energy, silver doesn't sit in a vault waiting for inflation or fear. It flows into circuits, into panels, into batteries, into the infrastructure that powers what's next. Yes, there's a trade-off. Silver tends to be more volatile. Its dependence on industrial demand and global supply chains means if manufacturing slows, demand slips, or supply surges unexpectedly, silver's price can swing sharply. IRA gold and silver +2 discovery alert +2 gold, by contrast, remains relatively stable, a slim, slow, moving ship in a storm, whereas silver is fast but vulnerable. But volatility is not always the enemy. In a world underway a structural transition where clean energy, EVs, electronics, infrastructure growth define value, volatility may simply be the price of exposure to real transformation. Silver is not just nostalgia, it's relevance. Not just a relic, a resource. If you believe the future will be powered by solar arrays, electric motors, semiconductors, smart infrastructure, then silver becomes more than the other metal. It becomes a crucial component of what's next. If you believe stability alone suffices, gold remains your safe haven. But for those who see disruption, growth, change, silver offers a compelling secret. Gold may be overrated, but silver may be underappreciated.